So I don't know why Paolo Banchero is not as hyped as he should be. I don't know why. It's like it's the Jason Tatum effect again, where it's just like a player is just really good and just doesn't seem to get nearly the hype they should. And I'm going to just talk about it here. Obviously, what Paolo Banchero has been doing this year has been crazy on an Orlando Magic team that I would say are super, super fun. And they've got so much potential. Like, I said it earlier on during the playoffs. Like, I think this was like even after they were losing to the Cavs. I was talking about just how bright the future of the Orlando Magic is. The reason is, obviously, the players they have. Like, the Orlando Magic, they're 3-2. They've lost a game. Like, it is what it is. If the Orlando Magic can somehow get to that top 4 seed in the East, get home court advantage in the playoffs, when you've got two of the hardest players to get in the entire NBA, which are rangy wings who are not like traffic cones on one end of the floor, who can both create their own shot, both shoot a little, well, Paolo can shoot, Franz can shoot a little bit, but they are just, they have it all. And if Franz can just get that jump shot down, like, if he can just get that jump shot down long term, we're looking at a player that could be the perfect number 2 to Paolo's number 1. Like, obviously the last couple of games, like, he's been kind of ill. But before that, Franz was shooting well this season, was shooting near 50% from 3 up to a point. So he could genuinely step up. Like, he's a 20-point a game scorer. He's an all-star level player. But, like, one thing is that Paolo's not only an all-star level player, he's bordering on all NBA level. Through 5 games, he's averaging 29, 8, and nearly 6 assists. Most points per game by a player age 21 or younger since LeBron James in 2005. Where I'm pretty sure in the 05-06 season, was he he finished ahead of Kobe in MVP that year. Trey and Luka 19-20 season. Through 5 games, neither of those two. Turnovers pretty low. At the end of the day, like, I don't really mind turnovers in basketball. I don't think individual players' turnovers, like, turnover rate, I think is more important than turnover numbers. But if you're looking at Paolo, like, he's questionable on Friday. Cool. He's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. Whether he plays or not is one thing. But you're seeing, like, 22.6 to 29 points per game. And then you've got, like, Jalen Suggs, who signed a ridiculous deal, by the way. Like, I just don't get the Jalen Suggs, like, deal. But you kind of have to keep him. You have to sign him to the major deal. Just like they had to sign Franz to probably a bit of an overpay. But, like, he basically, he hit a 0.1 second from the halfway line that obviously didn't count down 3. But you're looking and this guy is just unbelievable. He is just absolutely, absolutely unbelievable. The guy's come out and dropped 50 in games. He's just another level. He's just reaching another level. And for the Orlando Magic, this is the best. Like, as far as teams with their future, they've one of the brightest futures in the league. Like, obviously not like OKC bright, but when it comes to the second apron, and you can't have 4 to 5 max contract players. You got to have 2 and build around them with role players. They got their 2 in Franz and Paolo Banchero. And the best thing is they've got a clear number 1 and clear number 2. And they're both 6'10". They're both 6'10" wings that can create their own shot and can play a bit of defense. Like, what? What is going on? And in the modern NBA, obviously I know Paolo's a power forward, but still in the modern NBA, he plays like a wing in a positionless game. They are everything you want. Like, absolutely everything you want from a top 2 players. And it's just, it all now depends on, Paolo's taking that leap. When it comes to the Orlando Magic, it just all depends on what leap Franz takes. Because obviously they've let go of Markelle. Like, Markelle Fultz being gone is a, like, look, that's a interesting one. Because I would have thought Markelle, maybe not as a main option, but I would have thought he would have kept a roster spot. To be fair, I would have thought he would have kept a roster spot somewhere. But when it comes to the Magic, they've just got, like, You've got a very, very solid guard in Cole Anthony, who is, again, like, long-term, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's not started the season well. Cole Anthony will be fine as far as players are concerned. He is a solid guard. What Anthony Black, he's somebody that could end up being something. Jonathan Isaac can play defense when he's on the floor. KCP is an incredible addition. And then obviously Jalen Suggs is going to turn into that like third, fourth option, lockdown defender, some of the quickest hands I've seen. And is, again, like, what, a 6'5" point guard? Like, they've got length. They've got all they need now. They've got their number one option. They've got length. They've got someone like a KCP who's the perfect 3-and-D wing. They're okay size-wise as well. So I could see the Orlando Magic not being contenders this year because the Celtics are still the Celtics. But let's say next year, if Porzingis kind of regresses a bit and Horford retires and the Celtics are gone, and it's not even the Celtics are gone, the Celtics just take a step back and they take another step forward, I can see them competing in the East. They remind me of what the Cleveland Cavaliers were in 2022. What Cleveland Cavaliers would have been after 2022 if they stuck together. Like, obviously, they went all in on the Mitchell thing, even though by just running it back, they could have kept Larry Markkinen, tried to work something in with him, and probably been even better. But they remind me of if they just stuck with it. If they just stuck with that, and now they're this young, super good team where everyone knows their roles, and you've also then got the most slept on number one pick ever. Like, he is the number one overall pick, has lived up to being the number one overall pick, has exceeded what everyone thought he was going to be. Like, everyone just, because Jabari Smith was meant to be number one and Chet had a little bit of hype from high school when he like cooked Steph Curry that time, he was slept on from before he got into the league. And now we're seeing Paolo Banchero finally, like, he's exceeding all the hype. He's exceeding what we expected from him. And 2022 was not seen as this unbelievable draft class. It was seen as a draft class where the top three was set, with him set at number 3. And he has been, by quite a large margin, the best player in the draft class. And that includes Chet Holmgren. And I'll say that with confidence, because as good as Chet Holmgren is absolutely no Paolo Banchero. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.